everyone, it's Kirsty here from my little allotment. Now I'm down on the allotment today to start sorting out all of my pumpkin and squash patch. Unfortunately it has started raining and it's a bit miserable, but I'm going to crack on with the video anyway. I hope you can hear me okay. And I'm going to tell you all about how I prepare my pumpkin and squash patch for the year. Now, the one big thing that I do every year is mulch my pumpkin and squash patch area. So the product that I use is PlantGrow. I've been using PlantGrow now for 3 years. It's absolutely amazing. And this is their natural soil conditioner fertilizer, which is vegan friendly, it's environmentally friendly, it's sustainable, and it's made in Norfolk, so it's local, which is amazing. And that's what it's all about on my allotment, is making sure that we're keeping everything, you know, environmentally friendly, and we're encouraging pollinators, and we're not doing anything to harm the soil or harm any of the veggies or fruit or flowers that we're growing. So I've obviously teamed up with PlantGrow this year, and they've sent me lots of their lovely soil conditioning fertilizer again to use. So what I wanted to do was to talk about what I do to get my pumpkin and squash patch ready, and give you a few little tips and tricks and hints to help you along the way. Now obviously this is the start of April, so we are not planting out any squash or pumpkin plants just yet. You can start sowing your seeds on the windowsills or in your greenhouses, but we're not going to be planting out. But just for the purposes of this video, I'm going to be talking about when we're planting out, so that when you come to plant your pumpkin and squash patch up, you have some little tips and tricks that you can try yourself. So a lot of you that follow me know that every year I try to grow a giant pumpkin. Now last year I had my most successful year, and here are a few things that I did to make that successful. Some of these ideas you can just use with your other pumpkin and squash plants too. So everything that I do here will be for the full pumpkin and squash patch, which is going to be a whole bed. It's probably about 13 meters long. So the first thing that I do is, using this soil conditioner and fertilizer, you can see that I've put like a light mulch on top of the soil. I've firstly dug over the soil just to get out the big perennial weeds, like the thistles and stuff, because I don't want them in there sucking all of the nutrients out of the soil near my plants. So what I've done is I've put a nice light mulch over the soil. Now what will happen over the next few weeks is the worms will take all of those nutrients into the soil, and they will help change the condition of the soil. Now over here the soil is slightly more heavy clay, but with the soil conditioner that will help change that. So with that in mind, what I also do is when it comes to planting, pumpkins and squash are hungry, they are thirsty, so you've got to make sure that you are looking after them. So I've dug a hole here. So what I would do is dig a hole where you're going to pop your pumpkin or squash plant. Now this hole is quite big. That's because this is where I'd put my Big Macs or my big pumpkin. At the bottom, I'm really sorry, it's starting to rain really heavily now, I will use the soil conditioner mulch, and I'll put that at the bottom of this bit where I'm going to plant my pumpkin plant. Now what this does is, this soil conditioner is full of all of the wonderful things you need to grow plants healthily. So this will fertilise the plant throughout the growing season. Now my favourite thing to do is to use some old plastic pots. Now you can get these anywhere, people are always recycling them. And what you want to do is take one of these plastic pots and you want to put it at the side of the hole. Okay? And then when you come to plant your pumpkin plant, you'll plant it to the side. And then you can use normal soil to plant around to just fill the hole back in. Okay? And then you'll have your pumpkin plant here as well as this. Now what this will do is, this will be where you water your plant. Now when your pumpkin patch starts to grow, it can get really overrun, and then sometimes it's really hard to find where you've originally planted the plant, like where the root source is. So these pots are a really good indicator of where the root source is. Now the roots will start to grow in this hole, so when you directly water into this pot, the water is going straight down into where the roots are for the pumpkin plant. You're not watering around and then the water evaporating because the sun's shining in the middle of summer. this will take the water and the feed directly to the source of the plant. And I think this is probably the best thing ever. Not only can you find where the roots are in your plant, but you're making sure that they are getting lots and lots of water. So you'll plant up, and then the other tip, like for definite, is using some more of this, is around the base of the plant you want to put a really nice thick mulch around it. Now, if there is any water that from natural rainfall that falls around the plant, this mulch around the base of the stem will help retain that moisture. Now, when I say pumpkins and squash are thirsty, they are very, very thirsty. So this is one of the best ways, is to make sure you mulch really well, fertilise really well, and use some pots to help get that water source directly to the roots. Now, I've been so lucky to be gifted lots of the PlantGrow Soil Conditioner fertiliser again, and also their feed, which I'll use to feed all of my pumpkin and squash plants throughout the summer, including my giant pumpkin. So I am growing my giant pumpkin this year, and I'm only using PlantGrow products because I want to see how it does. Now, last year I used PlantGrow fertiliser and it did amazing. I had the biggest pumpkin that I've grown. So this year we're going all in again, all PlantGrow, and we're going to see how we do. If you've got any questions about growing pumpkins or squash, just add a comment or you can message me. I will also be doing a little video about sowing pumpkin and squash seeds that I'll be doing this week. I'll be getting them all on my windowsills, or you can pop them in a greenhouse. So it's a great time to start getting those pumpkin and squash plants growing. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I'm absolutely soaking wet. It's throwing it down. But yeah, if you have any questions about it, let me know. And a massive thank you again to PlantGrow for supplying me with all of your wonderful soil fertiliser. I absolutely love it. I've been recommending it now for 3 years, and it's a fantastic product, so please go check them out. And I will now go in and get dry and probably get myself a cup of coffee. Bye!